So, Honda really isn't a car brand you would go to if you want an SUV. You think of them, but never actually notice them. They are the type of car that hides away, but when you see it, you quite like it, but then it gets erased out of your mind. This is what sort of happened with the HR-V. You see it, and think of it, and you think that it is a nice looking car, but then you soon forget about it. Well, Honda has given it a facelift to improve on its looks. Let's have a look to see what it is like. Welcome to Everything Cars and More. So let's start with the design of the HR-V and try and spot differences. Yes, I know it's hard to find. Well, I can say they have changed the grille slightly to make it boxier and wider than before. This does give it better road presence, I will admit. There is now also a little chrome strip above too. The lights are the same as before though, with LED technology, but they do have a darker look to them, which is good. The lower design of the bumper note is the same as before, which is a slight of a shame really, as I would have liked to have seen some differences, as the whole front end differences is very hard to spot. Moving around to the side of the HR-V, and there are no changes to talk about. There are some new colours, but apart from that, that is it. We do get a hidden rear door handle note and some gloss black cladding around the wheel arches and lower sills, which is nice. Move around to the back of the HR-V, and again, changes have been kept to a very minimum. We get a new tail light signature, which is just a pair of lines now, but I do think the pre-facelift model did look better. Apart from that, which again isn't unusual as the front, but the rest is the same, which is a bit of a shame really. Right, let's have a look to see what engine and gearbox options you can have with the new Honda HR-V facelift. So the engine range for the HR-V, it consists of one option. This is the usual 1.5 litre full hybrid option. This uses a 2-motor setup powering the front wheels, and the 1.5 litre engine is used as a generator to create the electricity. This produces 129 brake horsepower and it can do 0 to 62 in just under 11 seconds, which doesn't sound the best in my opinion. What do you think? Let me know in the comments section below, and whilst you are at it, don't forget to like and subscribe. You do get 52 miles per gallon combined though, which isn't too bad. The price of the Honda HR-V facelift starts at £30,850, which isn't too bad either. Right, let's have a look to see what the interior is like and if there are any changes inside. So, climbing inside the HR-V facelift, and we do get some changes to talk about. Let's start with what is the same first. To start with, the whole dashboard layout is the same as before. This means we get a hidden style air vent that now stretches the length of the dashboard. We also get a tablet style infotainment system. Now it does look basic, but that is because it is, but it is much better than any previous Honda infotainment systems, and it does still work quite well for what people will use it for. You do also get some physical climate control buttons too, which do feel very premium, which I do like. Now, the part has changed is the centre console. It isn't as driver orientated anymore, which is a bit of a shame, but it does make it easier for the passenger to access the wireless charging pad. And there is also a bit of better storage too. In front of the driver we get the same part digital instrument cluster, which is okay, but we also get the same steering wheel as before too, which is fairly easy to use. The seats again are the same as before and are fairly comfy, but we do get some new materials in the car, which is nice. Overall then, it isn't too bad inside. Let's have a look to see what the rear seats are like. So, climbing into the back of the Honda HR-V, and it is just the same as before with a decent amount of legroom and headroom for its class. There are some better materials in the back though to lighten it up a bit, and you also get an armrest on higher trim levels as well as air vents and some USB-C ports in the back too. Overall then, not too bad. Let's have a look to see what the boot is like. So, opening the boot to the HR-V facelift, and you're welcomed with a decent size of 319 litres, which isn't too bad, but it is smaller than other rivals, which is a shame. If you fold the seats down, however, then it does increase to 1,200 litres, which is a bit better. You also get Honda's magic seat feature, which is where you can fold the rear seat base up to carry big bulky items like a bike, for example, in back seats. So in summary then, what do I think of the new Honda HR-V facelift? Well, I do think it could be improved a lot, but to be honest, the outgoing pre-facelift model was never a bad car. So really, they didn't need to change that much. I do wish though they did make the car look a bit more like a facelift, so you could easily know it is a facelifted model. To me, it almost feels like Honda have wasted their money on facelifting it just because they wanted to. Really, this does look like the same car as before, and that is a bit of a shame really. If you have the pre-facelift model currently, then I wouldn't waste your money in updating it unless you really wanted to. So, what do you think of this car then? Leave a comment below, and whilst you're at it, don't forget to give a like and subscribe to Everything Cars and More. I'll see you in the next video.